तो हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। सो अभी मैं दोनों वीडियो एक साथ रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। तो ये तुम्हारा दूसरा PYQ है एंड मे बी द लास्ट, मे बी नॉट द लास्ट, वी विल नो tomorrow. Okay, so let's get started. This is your December 2024 or the September 2024 term paper, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's get started. Consider the code given below that prints the price of laptops. Okay, and just give me. From among the options, identify the appropriate function header. Basically, the same question as the above. As the one we just did. Just we have to see the function header. Okay, we have to tell the correct function header. Okay, what did we do for the first time? What did we see? That it is little different from that. Okay, it is little different. Let's see how it is different. Okay, it is similar to another question. Okay, just like that we just did, like the previous paper. It is similar to another question. Think that which question it is similar to. I will tell you why. How it is similar. Okay, so see the iteration. You will get everything clear. Become everything clear on by looking at the for like the for loop. Okay, so see what the for loop is doing. It is iterating. Okay. What it is iterating over? It is iterating over LST. Okay, now what does LST list has? Okay, where is the LST? Okay, so LST, I think it will be list for it will list. Okay, list. Bro, where is LST defined, brother? Okay, whatever. It will be defined. It will be one list. Okay, so it will be stored in the list. Basically, what will list contain? These things. Okay, array list. So basically, one list will contain del, one list, del and HP. Okay, so to go over del and HP both. Okay, then we need something that can work with both of them. Okay, like if we just set something to be like this del. Okay, let's say we have a function that is just taking this. Okay, so it will just work with del class objects. Okay, but not with HP or not even with laptop, I guess. But anyways, it will not work with the HP that we need also. Okay, so we have another which is HP, so we need it to work with both of those. Okay, fine. So for it to be able to work with both, first we need laptop. Okay, we can extend it to laptop. Okay, which is basically the superclass. So if we extend it to superclass, then obviously it will be able to work with both the subclasses. Okay, so you can just see that only one there is only one such option which contains both extends and the superclass laptop. Okay, extends this wildcard extends laptop. That's all you have to do. This is your option. Okay, we already saw HP, we already saw object, we already saw laptop. Okay, which is basically meaning these will be unique things. Okay, but we need to work with both del and HP. Okay, so that is only one option. Okay, that's all. Consider the Java code given below, which is the second question. Choose the correct option. Okay, this is the same question as in the previous one that we did, the second question. Basically, I'm not spending much time here. Okay, P1 is purchasable. Okay, so it will check for purchasable, and it will in purchasable it will find purchase. It will find the purchase here, and also it will go to the actual reference, that is headphone. So it will find the purchase method here also. It will call this one. So first line will be fine enough, but as soon as it comes to the P1.review, it will try to search for the review method inside the purchasable interface. It will not find that, not even the definition. So it will give you error. Okay, so invoke method review. Okay, next thing, the same thing that we did earlier, unique plus alphabetical order. Just remember, whenever you are dealing with a tree set, that it will contain unique values first because it is set, obviously, and then it will have them in alphabetical order. Okay, now let's see what the code is actually doing. It is the same code like we did regular patient and the occasional patients. Okay, so you just need to check which are the medalist based on the condition. The condition will be given to you. Here the condition is medalist is greater than 0. Okay, so this will we will have 3 medalists: Bolt, Manu and Gulan. Okay, and these 2 will be a non-medalist. Okay, then you just need to set them in alphabetical orders, and these will be your list final. Okay, so you just need to match them. Okay, I have explained this both questions in the previous one well enough, so that's why I just did not go over this again. Okay, next is actually a good question, so let's see that. Okay, now I will slow down. So what will the output be? Okay, so first let's check what the main function is doing. So main function is first creating a stock list. Okay, with these things. Okay, fine. Not much to see here, just that it is adding 4 elements to a stock list. Okay, fine. Then it is calling print stock. So don't get confused with print stock meaning actually it is printing. Okay, not print stocks is a method which is being called. Okay, now let's see what the print stocks is doing. Firstly, it will take the stock list as an input. Okay, fine. Then it is defining a linked hash map. ओके, सो लिंक्ड हैश मैप क्या करता है? इट रिमेंबर्स द इंसर्शन ऑर्डर, मतलब जिस ऑर्डर में उसमें एलिमेंट्स ऐड हुए इट रिमेंबर्स दैट एंड उसी ऑर्डर में वो फिर रिटर्न करता है. ओके, फाइन. अब हम एक्चुअली जो लिंक्ड हैश मैप है उसको बना रहे हैं. कैसे बना रहे हैं? सिंबल. ओके, फर्स्टली सिंबल, मतलब इट इज गेटिंग द सिंबल. ओके, AAPL. ओके, देन इट इज चेकिंग दैट मैप डॉट गेट अ डिफॉल्ट. ओके, सो सिंबल पहले वो चेक कर रहा है कि लाइक सिंबल है ना. सॉरी, लेट मी रीसेट. ओके, सो सिंबल्स विल बी योर कीज फर्स्टली. ओके, so these things AAPL, MSFT, these are the keys. Okay, get or default as dot symbol comma 0. Basically what it checks is it is checking कि already key है या नहीं. ओके, सो क्या हुआ हमारा सिंबल इज इक्वल टू की है ना. तो जो तुम्हारे सिंबल्स है दैट इज बीइंग द कीज. ओके, तो अब कीज हो गया, अब हमारे पास वैल्यूज चाहिए. ओके, सो गेट और डिफॉल्ट क्या कर रहा है? लाइक दैट्स डॉट सिंबल तुम्हारा की हो गया ना, यहाँ पे तुम्हारा की सेट हो गया. दिस होल थिंग इज गेटिंग योर वैल्यूज. ओके, तो ये क्या चेक कर रहा है? गेट और डिफॉल्ट. मतलब इफ द की इज ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट, मतलब मान लो जैसे यहाँ पे होगा, मान लो देखो यहाँ पे दो एप्पल है ना, AAPL. तो क्या होगा जब ये पहला इटरेशन होगा तब तो एप्पल की वहां पे होगी ही नहीं क्योंकि एप्पल जस्ट बना है. ओके, मतलब वैल्यू इसकी कुछ है सेट ही नहीं है, तो है ना. तो अगर सेट नहीं है तो वो क्या कर रहा है? 0 सेट कर रहा है फर्स्टली, एंड देन जो भी उस करंट आइटरेशन में शेयर ट्रेड्स की वैल्यू है उसको ऐड कर रहा है. मतलब फर्स्ट आइटरेशन में क्या होगा? पहले जिसमें फर्स्ट आइटरेशन में क्या हुआ? AAPL की ऐड हुआ. राइट नाउ इट डजंट हैव एनी वैल्यू. ओके, कुछ वैल्यू नहीं है, जस्ट की ऐड हुआ. अब तो अगर यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं है तो गेट और डिफॉल्ट पे क्या होगा? डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू हमने क्या सेट की है? 0. तो 0 यहाँ पे रिटर्न हो गया. और उस आइटरेशन में एक्चुअली जो हम वैल्यू मतलब एज इनपुट डालना चाहते हैं वो क्या है? 1500. तो वो क्या कर रहा है? 0 + 1500, बेसिकली 1500 हो गया, है ना. ऐसे ही सारे सेट होंगे. फर्स्ट इटरेशन में 0 होगा, तो जैसे मैं MSFT का दिखा देता हूँ. MSFT का सेकंड इटरेशन में क्या होगा? MSFT आएगा, MSFT का सिंबल आया, उसका की जस्ट सेट हुआ, उसके पास कोई वैल्यू अभी है नहीं. गेट और डिफॉल्ट ने क्या किया? डिफॉल्ट रिटर्न किया विच इज 0 में क्या ऐड हुआ? उस करंट इटरेशन का उसका वैल्यू विच इज 2000, तो 2000 यहाँ पे ऐड हो गया. अब बात आती है यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? AAPL. तो गेट और डिफॉल्ट में क्या आएगा? गेट और डिफॉल्ट में जब वो वैल्यू रिट्रीव करने जाएगा वो देखेगा कि AAPL की ऑलरेडी वैल्यू कुछ सेट है. क्या वैल्यू सेट है? 1500. तो वो रिटर्न करेगा 1500. तो सेट क्या होगा? 1500 + 800, मतलब अपडेट हो जाएगा वो, है ना. मतलब अब नई वैल्यू क्या होगी? 2300. बस इतना ही तुम्हें ध्यान रखना था, बाकी सब तो सेम है. 2300 + 2200, है ना. दिस इज योर आउटपुट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज हाईएस्ट consider given below that prints the highest purchase amount among a set of given buyer objects. Okay, takes a buyer object, मतलब बेसिकली एक इनपुट आ रहा है जो कि बायर ऑब्जेक्ट से भरा हुआ है, एंड वी नीड टू प्रिंट द हाईएस्ट परचेज अमाउंट. मतलब ऐसा बायर प्रिंट करना है विच हैज द हाईएस्ट परचेज अमाउंट. ओके, सो वी हैव टू डिफाइन द फंक्शन हेडर. फंक्शन हेडर का सेम फंडा है कि वी नीड टू वर्क विद एवरीथिंग, सो वी कैन जस्ट कॉल द बायर विच इज अ सुपर क्लास. ओके, एनीथिंग दैट एक्सटेंड्स बायर. ओके, या फिर डायरेक्ट बायर कॉल कर दो. ओके, दोनों चीजें हो सकती हैं. जैसे हमने फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ द प्रीवियस PYQ में देखा था कि अगर हम डायरेक्ट इंटीजर ही कॉल कर दे दैट इज ऑल्सो फाइन, है ना. मतलब अगर हम इंटीजर के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, हमने सब जगह इंटीजर कर दिया दैट इज फाइन, कोई एरर नहीं आएगा. एरर कब आता है कि एक इंटीजर डाल रहे हैं बट हम डबल के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई द एरर कम्स. ओके, तो यहाँ पे हम क्या कर सकते हैं? या तो एक्सटेंड बायर कर सकते हैं, या फिर दूसरी चीज बायर ही हम डायरेक्ट एज एन ऑब्जेक्ट पास करते हैं, मतलब एज बायर लिस्ट हम पास करते हैं. तो बस ऑप्शंस देख लो. मैंने जैसे बोला कि एक्सटेंड्स बायर वाला काम करेगा बिकॉज द सुपर क्लास. ओके, मतलब यहाँ पे जैसे ही हम क्या डाल रहे हैं कि बायर एक्सटेंड बायर, तो वो जब व्हेन इट कम्स टू द टाइप इरेजर इट विल बी अपग्रेड टू द upper limit, that is buyer being set here. Okay, so now T becomes buyer, so obviously buyer ban gaya, so it can take a buyer as an input, so that's why this is fine. And last one is we can just directly say that it will take a buyer object as input. Okay, array of parent class can contain both. Okay, that's fine. हो गया, फाइन हो गया ना, ठीक है, बस ये तुम्हें बताना था. दो चीजें हो सकती है, या तो जिसके साथ तुम काम कर रहे हो तुम डायरेक्टली वही दे दो एज इनपुट, या तुम उसका सुपर क्लास दे दो, सिंपल. टी एक्सटेंड बाय जो कि हम सुपर क्लास, और यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली हम उसी को पास कर रहे हैं, है ना, दैट्स ऑल. ओके सो अच्छा ये हो गया. अच्छा वी आर डूइंग दिस. ओके मैं काट दिया था ना, वही को समझा दूंगा. ओके कंसीडर जावा कोड गिवन बिलो. वही है बेसिकली एसर्ट स्टेटमेंट्स टाइप का क्वेश्चन है, नहीं थ्रो एरर का क्वेश्चन है जो हमने पिछली बार देखा था, वही सेम क्वेश्चन है. जस्ट यू हैव टू चेक, कीप चेकिंग, मतलब एक एक करके चेक करते जाओ लाइंस को, दैट्स ऑल. So first let's just go to the main directly. Okay, user obj1 is equal to, so we are trying to basically add two new users. Okay, after that we created two new users, then we are going to the try block. What is doing obj.1.check permission, so it is checking for the permission, which is basically our second input. Okay, so what does check permission does? Okay, so it is checking if access status is 0, then it will throw an error. Okay, so since this is not the case for the first user, okay, go user by user now. Okay, so first is obj1, you can see that the access code is 1 or access status is 1, so it is not 0, then it will print access enabled for the first user. Since the first user is called first, so this will be our first line of output. Okay, now second, for Amrita the access status is 0, so then it will throw an error. Okay, so basically it will go inside the throw block, and then it will throw a new error with this message. Okay, now where it will go to this catch block first. It will print this error.e.get message. Okay, there will be two lines of output. First is enabled, the second is denied. Okay, now okay, this thing, like I said in the previous PYQ, remember what it said in the problem statement in these type of questions. Okay, now this is saying same package. Okay, remember that. For in the last one we had different package, so in this one pack 1 and pack 2 are pack 1 and pack 1, these are basically the same pack. Okay, these both are same pack. Okay, now see, okay, now how it affects that. So private we are already seen, public we have already seen. Okay, this is fine, both of them are fine. Now protected. Protected you also saw that. Okay, protected is obj method 3. Okay, you can also see that protected but called from the same, so these three basically have the same explanation as this last. Okay, last one की last में जब हमने समझाया था last PYQ में, वही same explanation इनका भी है. Okay, अच्छा प्रोटेक्टेड का एक और एक्सप्लेनेशन हो जाएगा यहाँ पे कि क्योंकि ये सेम पैकेज है ना, सेम पैकेज बोल ही दिया तो उसमें तो और दिक्कत नहीं है, सब क्लास देखना ही नहीं है. सेम पैकेज में तो मतलब उसी से कॉल हो जाता है. इफ इट इज अ सेम पैकेज इट कैन बी कॉल्ड फ्रॉम एनीवेयर. ओके, because it is the same package. Okay, protected, what does protected visual modifier do? Either the same package, or if it's a different package, then the subclass. Okay, ठीक है. तो इसलिए ये दो, और अगर तुम ये भी मान लो कि तुम अगर गलती से ये भी मान लो कि लाइक इट इज अ डिफरेंट पैकेज, तब भी तुम्हारा प्रोटेक्टेड का दिक्कत कोई नहीं है क्योंकि क्लास भी एक्सटेंड्स ए. ओके, देन आल्सो इट इज फाइन. ओके, सो जैसे भी तरह से तुम्हें समझ सही लगे तुम देख लो. बाकी फर्स्ट वन चेंज हो जाएगा डिफॉल्ट वाला, बिकॉज व्हाई, क्योंकि देखो पिछली बार क्या था, डिफरेंट पैकेज था. सो डिफॉल्ट का क्या है, सेम पैकेज में होगा. डिफॉल्ट मेथड्स कैन बी एक्सेस्ड इन द सेम पैकेज. सो इन द लास्ट PYQ we had the question statement stated that we had different packages, but in this question that is stated that we have the same package. So that's why even the default method can be accessed, so only the private will give you error. Okay, only line to generate error. Fine. After that, the assert statements, these are really simple. You do not have to do anything, just keep checking the assert statements one by one. So first is checking salary is greater than 0, which it is, so it is fine. Then comes this assert statement, it is also checking salary is greater than 0, this is also fine. But as soon as it goes to assert 2, it checks that investment is greater than 0, but investment we have passed at 0 as 0, so then it will fail this assert statement as investment is not greater than 0, so that's why assert 2 fails. Okay, next, same thing as the last PYQ. When we are trying to work with different subclasses, that both are the subtype of the same interface or the subclass of the same parent class, then we, instead of calling each uniquely, which you can do, but then you will have to check which instance it is of firstly, and then actually call methods, or you can just typecast them to the parent class and then call the methods on them. Okay, so same thing as the same explanation as last time. Okay, we just we first typecast as the parent and then call the method on it. Okay, that's all. The explanation is just the same as the previous. Okay, I'm not spending time here. Okay, consider Java code given below. Okay, this is the same thing as the previous PYQ. What you need to do is check available copies. Okay, check available. This is a little difficult. Let me explain this. Okay, never mind. The logic remains the same, but just the way to check it is a little different. Okay, so this is checking not available. Okay, this is checking not available. When does a book actually becomes available? So when it becomes available, when it is it has greater than equal to 3 copies. Okay, available. Okay, so basically if any book has greater than equal to 3 copies available, then it becomes available. Else it is not available. So see, it is checking not available, and I have to print available books. See, Alchemist and Fire. I have to print the available books. So since this is not available, what I can do, I can remove the not available ones. So if my list contains available and non-available both books, if I remove the non-available books, then I will be left with only the available books. Okay, so that's why I removed the non-available books. So here some type of remove code will come. Okay, that much I can see. Okay, now how I can call this? The best way is to call the iterator dot remove. Okay, so this is your answer. Now here some important things are there. I will explain the options also here, so that you don't get confused. Okay, so first thing I have explained that iterator.remove does not take any argument or parameter as input. Okay, as input is better way to say that. Okay, anyways, booklist.remove. Okay, the array list does not have a dot remove function. Okay, so booklist is what? Array. So arrays does not have a dot remove function. What arrays has a remove function that takes in a parameter that is being removed. Okay, so if you just run this, okay, booklist.remove of b, so it will remove whatever b is. Okay, fine, that is fine, that can work. But what is the problem here? Okay, since this is working, what is the problem? Why this is not the option? I did not know this so I did not know this. I actually checked this. Okay, so booklist.remove b, what it is doing is we are calling it actually inside an iterator. Okay, and Java iterators have a special thing about themselves, that they do not allow concurrent modification, and it will throw the concurrent modification exception, basically meaning while the iterator is running over a list, it will not list or collection or stream or anything. If the iterator is running over them, it will not allow you to perform modifications to that. Okay, basically concurrently you cannot modify that. While iterator is running, the OG list, basically the original list, array, jo bhi collection, shouldn't be changed. Okay, and this thing changes the list directly, basically meaning it will change this list directly. Okay, so it will change, sorry, not books list, this thing, book list. Okay, we are running the iterator over the book list, so it will change the book list directly, which is not something Java allows. Okay, so that's why this option is wrong. Okay, next question. Consider Java code given below. Okay, same thing, you just need to keep doing what it is saying that. Okay, so these are the numbers that are flowing in the stream. First we add a filter. हमने छन्नी लगा दी. छन्नी क्या कर रहा है? Only divisible by 2 ऐसे numbers को filter कर रहा है. Okay, so 2 8 इनमें से 2 8 12 are divisible by 2, so इसलिए इस filter से सिर्फ वही पास हुए 2 8 12. Okay, उसके बाद हम क्या कर रहे हैं? मैप कर रहे हैं. हम क्या कर रहे हैं? थप्पा लगा रहे हैं. थप्पा हम किस चीज का लगा रहे हैं? Into 2 का. So 2 मतलब बस multiply कर दो 4 16 24. Okay, and then we are just printing it. So 4 16 24. Okay, सिंपल, जस्ट करके देख लो. कोई इसमें मतलब कुछ लॉजिक है नहीं इसमें समझाने लायक, तो बस बता दिया मैंने. ओके ओके, तो ये थोड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, इसको अपन लास्ट में देखते हैं. बाकी मैं करवा देता हूँ पहले. देखो ये वाला वैसा क्वेश्चन है, लिंक्ड हैश और वो वाला है ना, लिंक्ड हैश मैप एंड दूसरा सेट वाला. सो वी हैव टू थिंग्स, व्हिच इज द फर्स्ट इज द हैश सेट, सेकंड इज द ट्री सेट. ओके, तो ध्यान रखना, हैश सेट में कोई ऑर्डर नहीं होता, ट्री सेट में अल्फाबेटिकल ऑर्डर्स होता है ना। इस क्वेश्चन में और कुछ नहीं है। इस क्वेश्चन में अगर अच्छा देख लो, पहले ऑप्शन देख लो। यहाँ पे तो मेरे को समझाना पड़ रहा है, इसलिए मैं ऑप्शन नहीं दिखा सकता क्योंकि आंसर पहले दिख जाएगा। ओके, बट क्वेश्चन में यू आंसर मतलब एग्जाम में यू कैन जस्ट सी द ऑप्शंस। तो ऑप्शन देखो, तुम्हें इसमें कुछ करना ही नहीं है टू बी ऑनेस्ट। तुम्हें डायरेक्टली ये दिख जाएगा IT1 will visit elements of set 1 in unspecified order. क्यों? Because set 1 is as a hash set that does not have any order. Okay, but IT2 will visit elements of set 2 in sorted order, which is alphabetically sorting. Okay, because tree set which basically sorts the elements alphabetically. Okay, so इतना ही था तुम्हें ऑप्शन देख लो, तुम्हें इतना ही करना है बस। हैश सेट और ट्री सेट का बस तुम्हें डिफरेंस याद रखना होगा बस। ये तुम्हारा पूरा क्वेश्चन हो गया। ओके, हाँ, अब आता है तुम्हारा क्लोनिंग वाला क्वेश्चन। ओके, कितने क्वेश्चन बचे हैं भाई? 2 ही क्वेश्चन और वो वाला एक, ठीक है, हो जाएगा अभी। ओके, लेट्स सी। तो देखो, सबसे पहले जब ऐसे तुम्हारा क्लोन वाला क्वेश्चन है ना, तो सबसे पहले ये देख लो कि तुम्हारा क्लोन वाला जो है वो क्या क्लोन कर रहा है। सो फर्स्ट चेक दैट इट इज शैलो कॉपिंग और इज इट डीप कॉपिंग। ओके, दैट इज योर मेन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। होल क्वेश्चन विल डिपेंड ऑन वेदर इट इज शैलो कॉपिंग or deep copying. So let's see the clone method here. So clone method, first it is calling the super clone. As I said in a theory, whenever you are calling super clone, it will shallow copy. Okay, so basically, and shallow copy means it will copy the instance variables. Okay, but see, in this code we have a explicit code to clone the shared resources or pointers. Okay, so what it means? It means that it is also copying the shared pointers and it is also copying the instance variables. So both of these combined, what they mean? They are deep copying. So now every object of this project, every project object has a set of instance variables of its own and has a copy of the shared pointers. Okay, as soon now let's go to what it is doing. Okay, so first we are defining 2 tasks, which is design and development. Fine, nothing to see here. First thing, so task 2 is not even used, so but it has been defined. Okay, project 1. Okay, so we are defining a project 1 which is a object. Okay, project object which is project 1. Okay, with what? With name as project X and these 2 tasks. Okay, so for now this is our project 1. Okay, notice this is our project 1. Okay, fine. Then we are cloning it. Okay, as project 2. Okay, so now project 2 will become the same things. Okay, PX, same thing like PX, design as task 1, development as task 2. Okay, then we are changing the task 1 of project 2 as research. Okay, and also the name. Okay, basically we are changing a shared pointer and we are changing a instance variables. So we have all seen that instance variables are the unique to each, so we can just decide on based on this that project names will be different, PX and PY. Okay, so these 2 options are already eliminated. Okay, now comes the main part. See, we have deep copied, basically meaning PX has its own set of T1 and T2, PY has its own set of T1 and T2. So any changes here will not affect this. Okay, that's all. That's the main point here. So our project 1 still remains the same, which is design and dev, but our PY, which is our second project, changes the first task to research. Okay, so research and then development. Okay, so we are only printing the first task name, so that's why PX design, PY research. Okay, so this was your this question. Okay, let's move on to the next. Same thing as above, as the previous one. We just need to create a stream, filter based on this condition, and then print it. Okay, same thing. Okay, create stream, filter, print. Okay, create stream. Now we have 2 filters instead of 1. Okay, we have 2 filters instead of 1. First we are filtering based on greater than equal to 15 and then 25 less than equal to 25, and then we are printing. I have explained this in the previous one in much more detail, so just check that. Okay, now comes that question. Okay, which was it? This one. Okay, stay with me now. Okay, this is the last question. Okay, where should we start? Okay, see, first what you have to do. Okay, you have to fill in the code block to add the name and average expense. Okay, for each person as map entries. Okay, basically you want to create a map, and the key will be name. With each name, there will be a value associated with which will be his average. Okay, fine. This is the fine. Okay, now where is it being added? Okay, here we are creating that. Okay, So what it is being put, okay, name is already it is putting by itself, okay, so we do not need to worry about that, but we have to create the average, okay, we have to get the average, okay? First let me explain how we got the name, then we will move on to the average thing, okay. See, so first we have two basically two entries, Amit expenses 1, Priya expenses 2, and these are expenses 1, these are expenses 2, okay. So this is just the defining part. Now comes the main part, okay. So this thing, see, names, what it takes, names is getting the key set, basically meaning Amit and Priya, it is getting the key set. So now we have the names, that is Amit and Priya, okay. Fine, okay. Amit has a set of expenses, Priya has a set of expenses, so names now contain the names, okay, it's fine, that is all, okay. Now, so what do we have now? So Amit with a set of expenses like these things, expenses 1, okay, expenses 1 has 3 entries, let's write it like this so that it will be easier to see. So now for string, for each name in names, okay, so names has these two things, so now we will iterate over each, okay. So first we will go to the Amit, and then we will see that it has 3 expenses, okay. Okay, now we again do that, get keys 1 by 1, okay. This line is getting the keys 1 by 1. Okay, then we have two instance variables, count and sum, okay. Now what should we do? So Amit, first expense 1, first entry, expense 1 at second entry, expense 1 third entry, basically these 3 entries. What we need to do, we need to sum these first, right, and divide by number of entries, basically 3 in this case, okay. So for that what we need to do, we need to iterate over this thing, okay, and take each expense at once, okay. No, sorry, each expense 1 by 1, okay. So we need to sum, which will be a double obviously, because these are doubles, and we have also initialized the sum as double, so we need to worry about that. While iteration, we need a double var, okay, obviously. So what is this, what are these, each of these individual expenses are doubles, okay. So to iterate over a set of doubles, like list of doubles, to iterate over a list of doubles, you need the iterator, whichever it is, I, j, whatever it is, this needs to be double also, okay. So first hint we got that our iterator needs to be double, okay. So simply based on that you can answer this question. List I, not int I, no. List double I, no. It treats as list of doubles, okay. We do not need list of doubles, we are iterating over individual elements by itself, okay. So we do not need to define the list again, this thing, okay, double I, okay. So just by looking at this you can do the question, okay. As for the next thing, what we need to do, we need to count, obviously we need to increase the count, and we need to sum, okay. So let's see what will happen. So first we will create this Amit and Priya with the list of expenses. So for Amit, first it will go to 120.50, then it will add, basically count is equal to 0 first in initialization, then it will go to 0 plus 1 because it has reached 120.50, then it will add the 300.75 in the next iteration, and it will all again 1, okay. Then it will add 45.20 again, then it will add 1. So now count becomes 3 and the sum becomes whatever this is, okay. Then it calculates the average, and at last it puts the name comma average, okay. At last our average expenses, the hash map will become keys will be names and our values will be average, okay. Why we did not get the name? Because it was already given in the code that it is getting the name, okay. So this is how the code is working, okay, fine. So this was your second PYQ, and from my side officially everything has been done. I will try to cover one more PYQ, but I am not promising that because I have my own subjects, okay. So not a promise, but I will try, okay. So yeah, all the best for your quiz 2.